So once again, welcome to the project. Thanks for joining. We're getting pretty close to everything we need to make this project run. Once again, this is DeepSeek, and basically, as you guys know, when I run a project, I run on the 5 Cs: communication, concept, components, and configuration days. Configuration day, we start hooking up things, and that's when we start getting browser use to run. I just kind of go to the project flow real quick here. The project flow, we started off with 200 companies that we can build businesses from. We chose actually 20 now. It's not 10 anymore, it's 20. And we processed that with ChatGPT and pretty much came up with that top 20. And then what we did, we looked at Crew AI, a program we'd worked with last hackathon, and we digested it into the text that would be needed, all right? And so from that, we were able to create a top 20 with agents. So we added agents to that top 20 list. So each one of those different type businesses had a unique set of agents. And then once we did that, we actually used that in ChatGPT to, in a sense, implement a Markov chain. And so what we're going to do is automatically have our system go to the web and create these 20 businesses. That's the overall concept. And how do you start that and how do you run it? Well, a good start would be what we got from the Markov chain, and we showed that and we ran that, and that's on Hugging Face and that's up and running. And then what we got from that is had it tell us, hey, tell us what is the optimal build. So let's go ahead and run that program real quick so you can see it in action. So let's bring up a browser, and if you take a look at the Markov chain, then it's going to run those simulations, and it created these states, and it ran all 6 states. But it turns out that some optimally build than others, and you can see this is how the states are built. And then it gave us a list of what you should build first. And so now we can order these and start building our businesses in order. And like a good agilist, we may only choose 5 or 6 and start off with that, and then iterate on that design. So this worked really well. I mean, it's like, wow, pretty good stuff. And we'll go back to the presentation now. And so that's done. And so we actually know which ones to build first. Okay, good. And so with that Markov chain we're running, now we just need to choose your business. Put it here, your business. So we're going to choose your business and craft your prompt. So we're going to have like 5 or 6 businesses that we're going to run simultaneously and just build those on the web, one after another. Now, in this case, we're not all hooked up to build businesses, so we're probably just going to build business plans for those businesses. And then this is a project you could work on for a year. But the concept is that you can actually go in there and just kind of take over the web. Because now you have all these agents automatically building business, bringing in profit, doing everything they need to do. So that's the whole concept, and that will be added in as things to do in the next iteration of this project. And what we're going to do to make that magic happen is use browser use. And there's already a DeepSeek program written on Hugging Face, which is really good. So we're actually going to use browser use to kind of turn that program into an API. I mean, you now can do stuff you were never able to do before because it's going to act like a person in the loop. And we're going to run these things over and over again. So what we need to do is craft a good prompt. Hopefully you watched the Twitch yesterday. I did. I thought it was really interesting. And you want to come up to speed on browser use today, of course, and you want to start making slides and stuff to put into the presentation. Ready to start writing a presentation? Most likely I will write the bulk of that presentation tonight after I get done teaching for Johns Hopkins. All right, so let's take a look at the browser use and talk about DeepSeek just a little bit. So I have browser use up and running. And what browser use is a program that will actually help you go and surf the web, and it will actually do things on the web for you. And so I spent 4 years as an architect, QA architect, and so we use Selenium to do these type of things. Browser use is built upon Playwright, which was written by Microsoft. And you can see just an example here where it's just going to the web, and this is sped up, and it's just going to the web and it's doing stuff. It's doing business. So as long as someone doesn't take control of your system, so there's always a security vulnerability here. As long as you don't take control of it, you can, from your local machine, just build businesses all day long. That's the concept. So with that said, we're going to just show you browser use is installed now. So I have it up and running. You just bring up a browser, you stick that in a browser. Then that will bring you to the browser use, and you're going to want to configure, say what you want to configure with. We'll use OpenAI. You're going to put in your browser settings, your API key, and you want to run the agent. And this is where you give it the instructions. And so the first thing we're going to want to do as an instruction set is go to Hugging Face. And we're going to capitalize on what's already been done there. We're not going to write the secret. DeepSeek has been written, and it's a really good chatbot. So let's use that, and let's input our information. And so you're going to go to your DeepSeek. Let's see if we can find that. So here's the DeepSeek program we'll be using. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, well, let's go to that. You go to that prompt to go to that website. And it goes to that website and input in the chat, and you want to give your instructions. And this will be your business, plan, right? Create business plan to be create a business plan. Then you're going to do a bunch of these. You're going to do a bunch of business, and it's just going to go to one after another, right? So you're going to repeat. Okay, so where do I get the business plan idea? Well, it's in our top 20. So if you bring up the stuff we've already done, you've got the top 20. You bring that up, you can see we have all these businesses now with agents, and so and the robotics engineers and stuff like that. So whatever it takes, you can actually take one of these, and you need to work with this and figure out, well, what's the best way to, and how much content do you need to put in there actually. And there's all your agents and your description, and you could put something like that in here, and you'll need to craft this prompt. So so that's part of this, is working with this and crafting this prompt. And it's from here that you're going to craft your prompt. So after you put all your settings in, you'll go to your run agent, and in that agent, go to the Hugging Face page for the DeepSeek that we're going to use, and then you're going to go ahead and craft that prompt. And so it will build that business plan. So and this is where the work comes today, is working with browser use, working with the Hugging Face that I sent you, that we'll be using, and then getting it to build those business plans for you. And that's pretty much the work you'll do today. And I think this is too long. And here's the things about prompt engineering. If it knows it already, you don't need to put it in again. And since I got these from ChatGPT, ChatGPT knows them. So all I have to do is remind it, so I can shorten this up a bit. And it will still give me what I want. It'll give me that business plan. You need to describe what goes into a business plan. Describe what goes into a business plan. That's the secret. And then we'll be discussing, and you'll see all this tomorrow. So that's really all you need to do today.